Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, and we are seeing some massive short squeezes here. And hedge funds, we talked about them. They are very short and they are getting run over right now, blowing up. Again, first, if you like the video, helps me out, can help you out too if you come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. If you want to catch huge gains in calls. We just closed out our runner this morning. This is a trade, and you guys know I've been talking about this stock in the daily videos here. So anybody could have gotten this for free. And if you would like to maybe pay me back, come join me on carnivoretrades.com. We had members making like lifetime, like paying out a lifetime worth of the service today. Some of them had options. Some I had shares myself. Total gain was like 59% on just shares, not options. But we had members making hundreds of percentage on options with calls here. And that's what I talked about, right? I've been saying this every single day. But, we flip over and look at, hedge fund positioning here, specifically like on small caps. And by the way, Cole's 50% of the float was short. So, I mean, like, they're just asking for it. But again, they're very short small caps. They're short a lot of things that, they're like fundamental trades. They're macro trades, right? And we know how those can go when we have big melt ups, right? So hedge funds are in a lot of trouble here. And this is the type of action that can cause these type of blow-off moves that we've been talking about was likely going to happen. And, IWM here, a nice tight pattern here. This is ready to go. We've got other stocks here that, not even necessarily hated stocks, but, an Apple. Again, I still own runner in this. And this call sellers they keep selling calls at 215. And I'm telling you, dealers have transferred risk up to 220. And the week after that, really 230. Again, like, I see these channels, these, gamma experts, and they don't really, there's IWM, right now you can see 230 for a few weeks from now, but, these guys don't know how to read, gamma exposure. They just look at gamma exposure itself, but our terminal's telling us 220 and 230, August 1st. So don't be in love with just the LG1 gamma. You got to look past that. You got to look at all dealer metrics. And that's one of the big parts of what we do here. But nonetheless, even as I say this, like Webull is ripping right now. QuantumScape was another one that had a huge move. Obviously, Open Door yesterday and Kohl's today. So again, anything that's heavily shorted is running right now. And I would have been happy with 1250 on Kohl's, but this is why I always trim and leave runners no matter what. Even if I don't think it's going to go higher, I always leave runner because my last exit was at 1990, and my entry was 917. So back from like right here. So quite an incredible move, and also making huge money in the trading room too. Still holding the runner on silver. This has just made a new multi-decade high. Still holding the runner on gold. 315. And again, this is another thing. A lot of people would have sold into 315 today saying that's the high. But, we had our tools telling us that this can go higher. I think 317 is on the table for tomorrow. And then we'll just make a call from there. So absolutely crushing it right now. And, it's a good time to join. So markets here today. That said, all right, let's just so now that's out of the way. There was 100% definitely distribution this morning. Definitely profit taking for sure on NVIDIA, on Broadcom, on AMD, on anything semi-related. Even, like IGV is definitely there. Now, it does take time to distribute. It's not, they can't do it all at once. And I mean, notice how look, as soon as the market opened, like we had like one up candle and then it was just boom right down. And then we just kind of floated back up all day. And I talked about 6,300 in the morning video saying, look, if we can reestablish above that, everything's fine, which is exactly what happened. And then we had a fake AI. We had an AI Powell resignation, which is the stupidest thing ever. Somebody actually thought that was going to fool the market. And apparently it did for 5 seconds because we had a dump there. But nonetheless, there was definitely distribution and there was definitely rotation. XHB up 5.6. IYR. You guys know, been pimping this one too. Here you go. These are free. This is free stuff here being given out. 1.5% gain. Yeah, Dow Transport. So we talk about this every day. This pattern looks firm, right? It's firming up. So nice stuff there. Even healthcare got a bounce today. So again, there's definitely rotation. I would be a little cautious about owning, Mag 7 type tech stuff up here. Maybe they can hold up through earnings. We got Tesla, we got Google tomorrow. We got Texas Instruments after the bell today. But there is definitely some distribution here. Now, again, like I said, the first sign of distribution is there's usually more to come. It doesn't just happen all at once. But yeah, this market's still juiced here. And I think there's still time on the clock. But we're definitely getting into the late innings, though, at least on this up move. And I think I know I've said this before, and it hasn't quite been correct up until today, but I think the risk reward here is not in the Qs, it's in the Russell and the Dow now. And I think we really saw some of that today. I mean, look at XLP, gap down, engulfing. So nice move. So we'll see if that remains true. We talked about the semis down 1.5, off the lows though. IGV down 23 cents, well off the lows, but definitely took a slice earlier. Microsoft got hit pretty good. Palantir got hit pretty good. There's Microsoft intraday. Look at NVIDIA intraday. It's off the lows, but nowhere near the flat line like the spiders are, right? Transports we mentioned, nice power move. It's been going up all day long. Rates, again, came down. So we do have a 20-year auction tomorrow. And we'll see how that goes, I guess. I guess that's really it. But 2-year down, 10s, 30s down as well, but still in an uptrend. Got the Fed next week. I doubt we'll get too many big moves before next week. Again, XHB, we mentioned up 5.5, back above the 200. IYR, VNQ, XLRE, whichever one you want to use, they're all breaking out. XLF, holding up well today. KRE, holding up well. This is cocked and loaded too. Broker dealers down 0.25%, nothing terrible. And then oil here, a little dip early on, and then it kind of bounced back. XLE just remains like it's just a total nothing burger, like with this every day. If this ever rallies, the tops are pretty close to being in, right? We'll see. OIH had a nice little bounce today. Dollar index down again. So again, we talked about this squeeze not being that good, and it just wasn't. Gold up 1.1. I think GLD is going to touch 317 tomorrow. SLV will hit 36. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. Platinum down 1.3, and then palladium up decently. So still in an uptrend there. We got copper had a nice day too. That curled up nicely. I would have preferred for it to wait a little bit longer for that 20 MA to catch up, but it's up. Whatever, trend's up. Don't fight it. Speaking of don't fight, Bitcoin here. It's almost at new all-time highs. I actually had just a nice pump here a minute ago, kind of fading a little bit, but yeah, tight pattern there. ETH backing off, but these have had nice runs here. They can pull back a little bit. It's not the end of the world. This is a nice pattern here. So again, yeah, market is still really strong here. We're even basing right now in power hour. I don't think we go through 630 though today. I'd be a little surprised if we got through 630 today. That's pretty much it for right now. Outside of that, though, market looks pretty strong, and as long as Apple's holding up, if Apple breaks out, we're not going down. So it's pretty much that simple. Don't matter if Nvidia stalls out. So, anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.